Turn to the left.
Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck is that?
Okay. Hey, he's cool. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do. Anyway, high five one more time. I missed.
It's dark.
Oh, it is very dark. Stairway to hell. Ugh. That's tempting. Can I go?
I hit myself in the head with the microphone.
You alright? I used to keep a journal back in the day.
I tried and I got like 2 weeks into it and was like, nah. 2 weeks being like 2 entries, like 1 entry a week, and then like just.
I would say I got up to about 6 months, and then I basically just said to myself, like, okay, this is something that I'm okay with, but I'm not really in on. And I don't really think that I wrote down anything truly disturbing. Like, I wrote down like stuff that kids did that bullied me and all that, because this is back when I was like 12 or 11, and I was being bullied and stuff like that, and like I would write down like what the kids did and all that. And I don't know where either of them are, like the ones that I used. I used those those like black and white ones, you know, with like the weird patterns on them. I used to use those, and I remembered I lost one, and I started writing in another one, and then I found the original one, and I'm like, well, I was already like 1/3 of the way through on that one. I'll just keep going in this new one. But yeah.
Closest thing I've really had to a journal is I keep like a record now of the video games I have beaten, because I realized at a point that there were games I had played through and beaten that I forgot actually existed. I played a lot of video games, so I was like, I'd like to have like a list so I can know for sure, you know.
Well, again, keeping a catalog and keeping like a idea of what all you have done and are going to do. I think that's a good thing. I think it's good to keep track, so that way you don't backtrack and wind up treading ground that you've done before.
Yeah. Well, one of the funniest things about that, by the way, is the game that originally inspired me to do so. The one that I was like, oh yeah, I completely forgot about that game. Guess what the title of it is?
What?
Remember Me.
The irony is not lost.
Right?
Jesus, that's
I remember
awesome.
having fun with it,
That's
but I remember
awesome.
like everybody else was like, it's a pretty mediocre game, and apparently it was pretty mediocre, because even though I had fun with it, I completely forgot about it. And then like a number of years later, I was like, oh yeah, that was a game, and I played all the way through that.
Yeah, that's right.
And then I saw a post about it that I had made on Facebook, and that's what made me remember it again. And it was like, is it just me, or is this the exact same plot pretty much of Enslaved Odyssey to the West? Or Odyssey to the East? Is it East or West? I don't remember. It's one of those directions. Either way, that's a good game.
Honestly, I'm really getting back into gaming more and more, but I'm really playing games with friends of mine that I want to have fun with. And, you know, also we're doing the Scaredy Kate videos, which are a lot of fun. But again, during Limbo, you all probably saw Kate was not looking her best. It's because she had right when we started recording, she started developing a migraine, and she didn't tell us about it until the video was over, which sucks because, again, I hate having to do it. But Kate's a trooper. Kate just wanted to get through and persevere, but that's why she didn't seem as chipper or as active in that one, is because of the migraine, which...
Well, tell her I said not to do that anymore during my games. Because
Okay.
that actually kind of makes me sad, because I feel like she's not going to enjoy the games I'm recommending if she just powers.
She said she enjoyed the shit out of Limbo. It's just, again,
Yeah, but if she's
end.
trying to power through a migraine during the game, like, she's obviously not going to be having as good of a time as she could be.
Yeah, we could have split the sessions again, like we talked about. Like, if she got so bad, like, we'll let her know that in the future. But again, you know, hopefully in the future she won't have that problem as much. She's dealing with a lot of stress, guys. That's why the migraines have really been popping up, and also her, you know, physical health hasn't been the best because of it. It's, again, stress. Stress, like, can truly cripple people. I've seen it happen. But anyway, we have some diary and journal entries here with scary backstories by the one and only Mr. Nightmare. One of the scariest channels on YouTube. Been keeping it OG for the last, 6-7 years he's been around? Which is awesome, by the way. And this is a newer one. And considering that it is spoopy time, we figured might as well start fresh and start right off the bat. So let's go ahead and hop in. This is diary/journal entries with scary backstories. Here we go.
What you're about to hear about are 4 diary or journal entries left behind with disturbing backstories. But before we get into that, I want to talk about Raycon, the sponsor of today's video.
Sorry,
Raycon is a premium
we got
audio
Asher
brand
right here,
priced
but
much more affordably than the other brands.
There he is.
Raycons are perfect for gym time, relaxing, or any number of leisure activities in your daily life.
Go ahead and rest.
What I personally love is the option to switch from noise isolation mode to awareness mode. If I want to be totally immersed in my music, I'll use noise isolation mode. Whereas if I need to be aware of my surroundings while using my Raycons, I can switch to awareness mode. Raycons also offer 3 sound...
I was going to say, Mr. Nightmare face reveal?
Nope, don't believe so. It's been showing a bunch of different people during this ad.
Huh?
It's been showing a bunch of different people during this
I know,
ad.
I was just joking around.
surroundings while using my Raycons, I can switch to awareness mode. Raycons also offer 3 sound profiles: pure sound, balanced sound, and bass boosted sound, with each profile offering optimized sound for whatever it is you're listening to, be it different types of music or podcasts. Raycons offer 8 hours of playtime and a 32-hour battery life, and feature a built-in mic to allow you to easily take or reject calls at the press of a button, and my personal favorite part, offer optimized gel tips to ensure they never fall out of your ears. Raycons are priced perfectly so that you get quality audio at half the price of other
suck if
premium
they fell
audio
out of your
brands.
ears while you were
On top
sitting
of
that
this,
high up
you
on
can
fire
save an
escape.
extra 15% off just by
Yeah,
clicking the link in
again,
the description.
A lot of people say that that's the main problem with Raycons is that you kind of have to dial in the inner ear things, but once you get them, you're good. You're good with security and everything. But I would like a little clip thing that goes around the back of the ear at least. You know, like a little clear thing that just a little more security in my earbuds. But again, I don't really use earbuds that much. I'm still addicted to headphones, the big bulky headphones. I can't.
Yeah, I've heard some people
just
say
can't
that
quit
earbuds can actually give you a better sense of directional sound. And I just don't believe that. It's literally a tinier speaker. How could you get a better sense of directional sound from that?
I don't know, and in all honesty, it's the same thing that people told me about Beats headphones. Oh, dude, Beats headphones are the best headphones. I listened to them, and I'm like, dude, the ones I got for free from Apple sounded better than these.
Yeah, Audio-Technicas blow Beats away.
Oh yeah, well, dude, that's what I've used for hell and ever.
So far, the SteelSeries Arctis one I've had has been amazing, and especially after they released GG.
Oh yeah.
Sonar, or GG was always up, but Sonar on GG. Their Sonar software is oh my god, next level stuff. I am not sponsored by SteelSeries, but dude, I will gladly rep your guys' stuff if you guys ever want to sponsor us. Your stuff is awesome.
Oh god. Anyway, sorry. I keep getting these text messages from the guys about the Smash Brothers tournament. They're trying to set up the webcams, and if all else fails, I'll head out there this evening to help them get it set up. But anyway. Also, Drew had to cancel today. Apparently, something about family again. He don't want to go into full details of it, but it's not good.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, it does. Which, hope for all the best, man. Anyway, back to this.
Or going to buyraycon.com/Mr. Nightmare to get 15% off your purchase. It was a typical Wednesday night at home for 9-year-old Elizabeth Olton and her family when there was a knock at the door, and it was 6-year-old Emma Bustamante who lived across the woods looking for Elizabeth to come play. It was October 21st, 2009, and the sun would set at 6:30 p.m. Elizabeth's mother knew she'd be back on time for dinner because she was deathly afraid of the dark, and the woods that separate their homes turn into a scary place for little kids at night. But at 6 o'clock, Elizabeth hadn't made it home.
Looks like where I used to live.
Immediately, Elizabeth's mom calls her neighbors home. They tell her Elizabeth is not there. Elizabeth had her cell phone with her, yet she hadn't been answering any of her mom's nonstop calls, which was a huge red flag. It was later found out that when Elizabeth left Emma and started her journey out of the woods home, she was allegedly diverted by Emma's half-sister Alyssa, who called Elizabeth on her cell phone and redirected her back to Alyssa's house. Alyssa then led Elizabeth into the woods, and since Elizabeth was afraid of the dark and knew who Alyssa was, she likely trusted the 15-year-old. But Elizabeth couldn't have anticipated what was going to happen. Alyssa brutally killed the little girl, slashing her on the neck and arm, and fatally stabbed. Police would investigate Alyssa's room and made many crude findings. The walls were covered with bizarre writings, some in pen, while others, it appeared, were in blood. In one corner of the room, there was a poem about cutting, and in another corner of the room were crude sketches of people harming themselves. But the most disturbing finding in the room was
Oh my
Alyssa's
god,
diary,
really?
specifically her...
Fucking Bring Me the Horizon lyrics.
Really?
Yeah. It was written in blood, it was written in blood, oh my god, it was written in blood. The shitty second album they put out.
Maybe that's what made her go insane.
It's just a fucking emo psychopath, apparently.
Emma's half-sister Alyssa.
Yeah, she looks it.
She's seen, like, she's a Bring Me the Horizon listener.
Yeah.
Although, she might be a vampire. Did you see her fucking canine teeth?
Maybe.
Those look really pointy.
Maybe she filed them. I don't know. I've known people that have done that. They've, like, filed their teeth to be sharp.
Wouldn't help for mine. I chipped the fucking ends off mine by accident on microphones. Or at least the right one.
Oh, God.
Is that this one?
Yeah, this one I chipped a long time ago. I forget what it was, but I remembered, like, as soon as it happened, I, like, got hit in the mouth with something. I was like, oh, God.
So I would always do this move during Alter Graves Casket Slam, which is the one song we have out. If you guys want to go listen to that, it's on YouTube. Where whenever everything is about to kick back in, I would jump in the air and then, start screaming the next set of lyrics. And at one show, like the third or fourth time we were playing that at a show, I did the jump, and like when I came back down, like the microphone hit me in the tooth and it broke the end off my tooth. I was like, oh fuck. It's like, luckily, like, since it hurt really bad, but like I was screaming, so I just put more into the scream than I was doing.
Something bad always happens whenever you all play. Like, you either break your tooth or a dude gets knocked the fuck out. Mm-hmm. That's awesome. You can definitely say y'all are one of the most metal bands in the area. Shit always happens at your shows.
Finding in the room.
Didn't something happen when I was playing with Paradoxon as well?
I think so.
I'm trying to remember what it was, though. I don't think it was the same as when the guy got knocked out, but I think something happened at a point. I don't remember.
I don't either.
It was while we were playing and we didn't notice it happening. And then we found out afterwards that someone had to be taken out while we were playing because they got hurt. I think it was like a girl broke her arm or something.
Oh!
Yeah.
Yeah. Shit happens when you party.
And then I remember when we were watching Chad's band play, that one chick, like, was way too faded and fucking basically head-butted the wall.
Pong.
So one of the girlfriends of one of the guys in Chad's band.
Oh, right. That was...
hit her head against the wall, and everybody's like, oh, shit.
I remember I remember when they were helping her back there, and it was like Nikki and another woman that helped her into the bathroom because she said she felt sick. And then all of a sudden she comes out, and she'd been drinking as well, and she was like really belligerent, like, ah! It's like I didn't know if it was the head injury or the alcohol, but she was acting a fool.
Yeah, I don't want to talk shit about somebody, but there was basically indication or rumors that she might have imbibed something other than alcohol as well.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, again, doesn't really strike me as because, again, homie doesn't really seem like the kind of dude who would need that kind of thing. Or maybe someone in the bar did.
It sounded like she went down with some friends, like, down the road, like, to one of the other bars, and had taken some stuff with somebody down there or something.
Oh, no. Yeah, maybe. Again, alcohol and pills like that don't mix.
Yeah.
Recent diary entry.
I don't know if that's
true or not. It had been scribbled over with blue pen, but investigators would later use a blue light to finally
maybe
reveal
censor
the last
whose
entry on the day Elizabeth
girlfriend you said it was when you... censor his name out just in case, because we don't want to really talk shit about
Okay.
people we know on our videos, you know.
Okay. All right.
Fucking killed someone. I strangled them and slit their throat and stabbed them. Now they're dead. I don't know how to feel at the moment. It was amazing. As soon as you get over the oh my god I can't do this feeling, it's pretty enjoyable. I'm kinda nervous and shaky right now though.
Wow.
Okay, I gotta go to church now, LOL. This diary entry was as damning as it could get. Alyssa eventually admitted to the murder during her interrogation.
We need to have it all come out now. How did you kill her? How did she die when your old girls told you to die?
We were messing around, and she fell back and hit her head.
Was her throat cut?
Yeah. Oh.
Very well.
Oh my God.
The diary entry truly painted the terrifying picture of a ruthless, young murderer that she was. She had been sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Elizabeth's body was found in a shallow grave, one of two that Alyssa admitted to digging a week before the murder, giving rise to the speculation that her twin brothers were the original intended victims. Wow. The diary entry was presented as evidence that she should get life in prison regardless of her young age. Believe it or not, there was a possibility that she could only get 10 years in prison, but the diary entry was the icing on the cake that solidified her fate.
I would hope so. I don't care how old you are, man. That's just...
Yeah, that's
like,
just...
when you do something like that,
that's
you deserve
evil.
to go for life.
Mm-hmm. That's not something they can just fix.
Both Dylan Klebold and Eric
no.
Harris had rather chilling diary entries. Dylan and Eric killed 13 students and 1 teacher, along with injuring another 20. The two's diary entries provided the world with a glimpse into their minds before committing a mass murder. Starting with Dylan, he clearly was suffering from low self-esteem and depression. He really seemed to desperately want friends and to be accepted, but his peers refused to accept him. Dylan was big into writing actually, and he had many diary or journal entries. One of his final entries, though, was a brief outline of his plan on the day of the shooting, even revealing what he planned to wear during it. Walk in, set bombs at 11:09. For 11:17, leave, set car bombs. Drive to Clementi Park. Gear up, get back by 11:15. Park cars, set bombs for 11:18. Get out, go to outside hill, wait. This was clearly an outline for the schedule he had for the day of the attack. Eric Harris's motivations were not much different at all from Dylan's. There were rants on old online forums from Eric from as far back as 1996. He would go off online about everything he felt was unfair in this world, about how he had never been accepted and how he just wanted to fit in. He would sprinkle in some dark song lyrics into his rants occasionally. Eric had drawings of the school and plans for their massacre in his diary, and drawings of guns were found all over his diary. The final entry, though, is rather upsetting and truly shows where Eric's motivation came from. I hate you people for leaving me out of so many things. And no, don't effing say, well, that's your fault, because it isn't. You people had my phone number, and I asked and all, but no. No, 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 don't let the weird-looking Eric kid come along. Eric also removed any possible blame on his family, music, or video games for his actions, and he took sole responsibility for what he was soon going to do.
Oh, but that didn't stop the news media from trying to blame Marilyn Manson for it.
And Rammstein. And violent
Metallica,
video games.
And Grand Theft Auto, and again, just...
KMFDM.
It's not like... Again, here's the thing. I'm not advocating for what these guys did or anything like that. They did this, and responsibility falls upon them. Don't blame the media or try and find any circling thing around it. It was them. They did it. 100%. Anyone who says otherwise, it's like, oh, it was the video games, or oh, it was no, it was them. Stop trying to make excuses for what these two assholes did. Pricks.
The diaries of both Dylan and Eric show how they felt unwanted and displaced in the world. They also show the negative effects that loneliness, social rejection, and untreated mental illness can lead to. What you're about to hear may sound like a diary entry written by Charles Manson or some other serial killer. It actually appeared in a diary kept by a young girl named Pearl Moen. I stabbed an innocent woman to death earlier today. Technically yesterday, since it's 1 a.m. It was absolutely fantastic. Murder gives me a high unlike any other. It feels like this crisp unreality, flashing and sparkling. Adrenaline and shock, fight or flight mode. How do I even go about describing it? The whole thing was unreal. I'm so proud of myself. I stabbed her like 20 times, maybe more. I wasn't counting. She screamed and grabbed at me, saying, "What the fuck? Help, leave." For now, I should explain why. Other than the fact that I'm a homicidal psychopath, I have a deep hatred towards people right now. Yesterday I lost my other gold ring I've worn all my life on a chain around my neck, as it was ripped off by a girl I was murdering. Fate is weird. She was mistaken about one thing though. The woman she stabbed did not die. Pearl Moen was 17 years old when she attacked a random nurse and stabbed her 21 times. A complete stranger to her, mind you. Pearl had been hiding behind the bushes in a park.
That nurse is a fucking champ, dude.
Yeah.
21 times and you still walk away? God, man, that woman's tough as nails.
The victim and her date were wrapping up their evening. When the woman's date left...
Stay hydrated, kids,
Pearl
so you have
attacked,
plenty of blood in
eventually
case you
leaving
get
the
stabbed
woman
21
she thought was
times.
dead.
Jesus
She
Christ.
then took to her diary to write about how thrilling and fun the experience was for her. While her victim survived the horrific attack, Pearl remained on the run for 3 months before law enforcement finally caught up with her after a neighborhood association handed out flyers with a sketch of Pearl, and eventually Pearl's own mother would call the police and report that she believed her daughter matched the description of the suspect seen in the flyers. When her bedroom was searched and officers found her diary, there was no question that it was she who committed the brutal and vicious attack. Pearl's victim told her in court that she was glad she stabbed her rather than a child, an elderly person, or someone who could not defend themselves. The victim said she was able to save herself because of her medical training. The teenager described herself as a homicidal maniac in her diary, and she definitely proved that to be true. Pearl took a plea deal and is currently serving a 15-year sentence for attempted murder.
What the fuck?
15 years.
How did the journal not fucking put that to life again?
Again, because it resulted in an assault, not a death.
She's currently serving 15 years. As soon as she gets out, she's going to fucking kill somebody else.
I
or
hope
multiple
not.
people.
I hope not.
You can hope all you want. Now, like I said, you can't fucking fix that about somebody.
Maybe.
In 2018,
We'll
an unnamed woman shared disturbing excerpts from a diary she claimed was kept by her obsessive male colleague for a whole year. In the journal, her coworker apparently noted everything she had worn to work and told her how they'd spend their lives together.
Whoa.
One of the entries even ends with the message, "I'm coming for you, my love. Coming for us." The woman, who wished to remain anonymous, revealed she worked alongside the man for 3 years, but for the longest time, she never had any idea her coworker was interested in her. It wasn't until the woman left the firm to start a new job that she claims he was arrested for camping outside her apartment for 3 days. Her address was given to him by a worker in the HR department, resulting in him camping outside of her apartment for days. That employee was fired after word got out.
Yeah.
After getting the woman's address, the obsessed coworker left work at lunchtime, bought a bunch of things he thought would win
If
the
you give
woman
out
over.
somebody's address, like if you give especially if you were an employee at a place and you give a female employee's address to anyone else, I think you should actually get jail time for that.
Again, that's a breach of it's private information. That's a breach.
Like getting fired is the least that should happen, but I think you should get jail time for that.
Well, maybe.
That like you are literally putting people at risk. Like
You see, okay.
I don't believe that anyone but the police with a warrant should be allowed to get that kind of information from an employer.
There was a situation that happened. It was me and I was rooming with my friend Clint, and I remembered we worked together at this one place, and it was a lot. It was a lot of fun when we were there, and we had a lot of friends, and there was one girl that I was very interested in, and I'd been over to her house multiple times. I'd been over there. Me and Clint had gone over there to hang out and chill with her, and smoke weed and drink.
Is this the one that you left the Valentine's Day gift on her porch?
Yeah, and then she got creeped out because how did you know her? Like, I've been in your house. It's not like I went over there with any intention to do anything. I just wanted to leave you. Wanted to leave you a Valentine's gift, and you weren't home. And Jesus Christ, again, Look, here's the thing. There's obsessive, and then there's, like, misunderstandings. This is no misunderstanding. This is pretty clear, cut and dry. This dude is obsessive as fuck. And here was the thing. Like, after that girl told me that she wasn't interested in me, I'm like, all right, fine. And I left it alone. Here's the thing. I know that there are stories like this that women will read up on and think that every man that is attracted to them in any way has this mentality. That's not healthy. Don't think like that. This man is sick. This man's demented. And again, some women are just oblivious to it. Like, some people are just, like, completely oblivious to, the obsessive natures that some people have. And again, I've never really been obsessed with anyone before. I mean, I've been attracted to somebody, but I've never been, like, obsessed to the point where I've been, like, planning out, like, oh, we're going to go on vacation here every summer. We're going to have 3 kids, 2 boys and 1 girl. She's going to lay her head on my chest and I'm going to stroke her hair and she's going to feel safe and protected. Like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I feel bad about my first girlfriend because I hadn't been taught by anyone, and now that I'm older, I realize this, and I also try to tell people, like, especially if I ever hear a younger person talking about, like, someone and they sound like they're being like I used to be, or being like basically incels are now.
Yes.
That's what they end up referring to them. But like
lady.
once she told me no the first time, I was basically just like, okay.
All right.
But like, I still stayed close friends with her, and I still made it, pretty obvious that I still really liked her and stuff. And eventually, 2 of our mutual friends, one being her best friend and one being my friend Aaron, who was like a mutual friend between the 2 of us, talked her into dating me. And it didn't end up working out because she wasn't really 100% in to start with,
Well, that's how it goes, man.
But like, I feel kind of bad about that because I sort of should have just been like, okay, you're not interested, then I'm out,
Yeah.
I got mixed signals from her too, because one of the things that made me think that she was interested is because, like, 1 week before I actually asked her out, she was holding hands with me while we were watching a movie. And then she just kind of changed her mind on being interested in me like a week later. So I was kind of like, how do you just change your mind that fast, But
People's hearts are fickle. That's
I was young, and anymore, like, if someone says no, I'm like, all right, cool.
That's how I've
The
always
last person
been,
I actually asked out rejected me. I asked a local lady that works at a cookie shop, and she was like, I don't have stuff to do, so I can't, I'm like, all right, cool, well, if you change your mind, let me know.
And that's the whole thing.
I haven't bothered her since. So.
Yeah, that's my whole thing too. Is like, there was a girl that I was interested in. I was like, hey, you want to go out sometimes? Like, actually, I have plans that evening. And it's like, I don't really know if I'm like, all right, fine. And I was just like, well, if you ever are interested, let me know. And that was that. I never heard back from her, and I took that as a hint. Like, I guess she's just not interested. Oh, well. This is how it is.
Plenty of other people out there. You don't have to freaking creep one person out.
No, again, when you obsess over one person and try and have this, like, you try and pigeonhole and, like sculpt how you think their relationship, you need help. You need help.
Came to her apartment, where he camped outside for days until a resident reported him and police made him leave the premises. The woman wasn't there. She was flying to another city to rent an apartment for her new job. The man had also sent her his diary entries, which are pretty disturbing. They read as follows. February 23rd, 2016. Wearing brown wrap dress with silver buckle on belt. 3-inch heels, also brown. Hair up, little too much mascara. You and blank were talking about that dumb show, Pretty Little Liars. I tried to get into it, for you. But after 2 seasons, I just couldn't take it anymore. Holy moly, it is some vapid crap. When we are together, I will introduce you to amazing TV and movies. I know you won't mind staying.
Hold the phone. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. Take Mad Men. The sublimeness and stunning virtuoso performances will bowl you over. Okay, I like Mad Men, but my dude, people have different tastes, and you shouldn't assume that your tastes are going to be what she likes or anything like that. Look, that's not okay. Look at this. Although I should be careful about what I introduce you to, the way they try to show the antithesis of the proper housewives should act is disturbing and clearly done for traumatic license, not routed in.
The fact that you have an idea of how a proper housewife should act is already...
Even though you've never had a
a
housewife.
fucking red flag about your personality to start with.
Yeah, just like a big bing red flag immediately.
In movies. I know you
won't. Okay.
won't mind staying home to raise our children properly.
Okay. Oh my God.
See?
Dear God. Dear God.
It's like, congratulations, you were stuck in the 70s. Or earlier.
70s, 50s, or 60s, man. Dude, by the 70s, you know, like, the women's liberation movement had basically, like, freed a lot of women from their households. It wasn't, I mean, there was a sort of revitalization of it in the 80s, you know, you can work from home, you can do call-outs and stuff like that. But, yeah, again, like, Mad Men, where it's set in the 50s and 60s, it's just like, oh my Lord. Like, you look at the times and it's just like, okay, I can see why a lot of women were sick of being stuck at home because of bullshit like that.
It is what women are built for, after all. Certainly you need to work now, but no fear, my love. I will take care of you the second you are ready. I will lavish you with all you need to support, love, and cherish me and our children. March 29th, 2016. Wearing unknown. I hope you're enjoying your vacation, but I miss you terribly. This week will be pure hell, and I'm counting down the minutes until next Monday. Honestly, I thought of going with you. I'm sure if you saw me there in the resort, your heart would have been bursting with love.
No.
But maybe not. I'm sorry for doubting you, but on that tiny chance that you weren't super happy to have me there, parentheses, I can't be part of your friend's wedding, right? I couldn't put you through that. Sometimes it seems like you're close to acknowledging our true love. Other times, it frustrates me. I'm sorry, but it does. I don't want to be mad, so I wait. But not forever, silly. Heck, this could be for the best. Seeing holy matrimony could be the push you need. I hope so, because I love you, and you love me. Soon. November 23rd, 2016. Wearing Who the Hell Knows. How can you do this? How? How can you abandon our one true love? How can you abandon our life together? How can you doom our future generations to nothingness? How? I am bereft without you, adrift at sea. I can't be without you. I won't be without you. I will follow you to the ends of the universe. Know that. I will find you and I will help you understand. For us, to complete the truly most important relationship ever. I see I need to take control. I wanted to wait for you, but I see that like other women, you need your man to take charge.
At this point, I would literally grab a hammer and break this guy's hand so that he could never write ever again. Period. This dude is disturbing.
There's something severely wrong with this dude.
Yes. Severely wrong.
No more waiting. I will show you what you have been too blind to see with your own eyes. What has been sitting patiently, listening, watching, documenting you for posterity. After she shared these chilling diary entries with Imager and Reddit, the woman said she was able to finally move on with her life after moving to another city and undergoing counseling. In her Reddit post, she wrote, I received these journals and pen, flowers, candy, and a huge stuffed bear from my former cubicle neighbor at a job I worked at for 3 years. As you'll see, the guy is freaking nuts. Our cubicles were next to each other the whole time I worked at this firm. We were kind of friendly the first 6 months I was there. Then he asked me on a date. I very politely declined. Very firm that I don't date coworkers and whatnot.
And that is a valid thing. There was a girl that I asked out when I was working at AT&T, and she said that she didn't date, coworkers and all that because of scheduling conflicts and all that. Because our schedules change every 6 months, and I was just like, oh, all right, that's cool.
My sister's always told me not to get your honey where you make your money.
Yeah, that's something I've heard too. But
not to
this
mention,
girl
like,
was super cute though.
If you break up, like if both of you still work there and you break up and it goes bad, like basically one of you has to quit at that point because it's gonna be fucking awkward.
Yeah, well, this girl was super cute and like we talked a lot about the same shit. But again, I just asked her out and she just like bold faced like, no, I can't do that. And
I originally wasn't going to ask out Oxy because I was her manager and she worked under me, but then she quit and went upstairs to a different store. So I was just like, okay, well
there you
maybe
go.
I can hang out with her now.
Oh, and I eventually did ask the girl out after I left AT&T, and we went out. We had fun, but again, you know, just we eventually discovered we had different interests about stuff, and you know, we respected that about each other. And you know, we're still friends, so we still like chat it back and forth on Facebook every now and again. But you know, just that's how it is. That's relationships. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. No need to obsess over the one that you think is perfect for you, because again, how do you know what's perfect? You don't.
Besides for a friendly hello, he said almost nothing to me. We were on different teams, so it wasn't a big deal to me. But after I turned him down, he started keeping this journal. Referring to the first entry, she added, "This entry also takes a turn into the crazy end. Up until now, he called me pet names and talked as if we were currently dating. This is the first time that he really reveals that he's planned the rest of our lives out for us. The last 9 months of the journals get really bad, which are the entries you just heard. According to the woman, the man is currently in jail serving a 2 to 5 year sentence for an attempted kidnapping."
Holy shit!
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
That's terrifying.
That is horrifying, man.
I'm really glad she managed to keep her distance from that dude.
Yeah, no doubt. And you see, here again, this is why I believe that people have the right to carry weapons to defend themselves. Yeah, again, because what's your best defense against someone who won't take no for an answer?
Well, another thing too is like we now know exactly how fucked up of an individual that guy is. Imagine if she didn't turn him down for the date.
Oh.
And imagine if
my
she
God.
ended up in a relationship with that dude.
Oh God, no.
That's
No.
some people end up dating people like that, and then they can't fucking admit it and leave when they find out they're actually dating a fucking psychopath.
Yeah.
And it's just like she dodged
Quite the
very,
bullet.
very large cannonball
Yes.
with that.
Well, those are some very interesting stories, and some of them very, very disturbing, some of them very sad. And I'm sorry that, you know, if anyone out there watches this and, you know, gets the heebie-jeebies from it, but I guess that's what this is for. I mean, it's Mr. Nightmare after all, but...
It is spooky season.
Yes, it is. And hopefully y'all are...
At least as far as I'm concerned.
hopefully y'all enjoyed, and if you want to see more from Mr. Nightmare, feel free to click his name in the title of the video. And if you want to see more from us, feel free to hit that subscribe button and ring that bell. And until next time, Nate.
I'm Nick.
We have Asher Boy right here, but he was snoring a little bit ago. But until next time, we'll see you then. Peace.